What we saying, people? What we saying? What we saying? Good evening. Good evening. Hope everybody is well. What day we on even? I don't even know what day it is. Saturday, isn't it? Oh, Saturday evening. Chilling, man. Thought we catch up today. Thumbnail is funny. Yeah, man. Jim running away with the money, bro. Jim Ratcliffe cutting costs. That's what we seen. Let me bring this up straight away. Actually, this new thing that's come out with Jim Ratcliffe. Big up Centre Devils. Let me see, where is this Jim Ratcliffe thing that I saw that he's cutting costs from ex players who've played in Manchester United. It was a charity that he donates to. And now he's decided to pull the 40 grand a year that we used to donate there. He's not going to donate anymore. What you lot saying about that? You know what? I don't mind. I'll be honest. I don't know what people are going to cry about. I don't mind. Look, this is the thing here. Sir Jim Ratcliffe has cancelled charity donation for Manchester United legends as he continues his cost-cutting measures. The charity was set up in 1985 to support ex-players following retirement. Brian Robson and Dennis Irwin among the 300 members affected. It's funny they mentioned them names because they want the top reds rattled, didn't they? They want the top reds rattled. What do you guys think of this? Big up to everyone. Big up TTM as well. Man said, intro is too long. That's how I know, yeah, that you don't last long in bed. Big up Saeed on his calling show, man. I saw some of the call-ins, yeah. Bro, shall I do a call-in as well? After Saeed's, let Saeed's finish, then I might do a call-in as well. See what the people are saying. I'm hearing some mad things though. I'll be honest. I'm in a mental state, yeah, where if I hear madness, I'm just removing you from the stream, bro. I'll be all right. I'm sorry, bro. Man United are not doing well. I ain't got the time. If I hear one person say something fucking mad that makes my brain drag like the wheel bearing of my brain, yeah. You know how a car has wheel bearing or like a engine mount. If my brain's engine mount starts vibrating, yeah, I'm kicking you off the show, bruv. I'm being deadly serious. Yo, I'm not messing around, man. We're in a fucking crisis, yeah, and Mandem are gonna say some mad shit to me. Nah, man. I might do a calling show today. Saeed, big up Saeed, man. His calling show is killing it. You know, he's. I don't know what this some of the people are saying on there, but yeah, Sir Jim, he's collapsing, and I think someone said in the thing that he doesn't care. I'm the same, bro. I don't care. Perfect Christmas present from Jim. Gotta rate the fuckery. Big up, smash the like. Big up, Lucy and Kid. Also get what people worried about. Big up to you. Ratcliffe is literally the Christmas stooge. Call Saeed on his calling. Mike, do you know that's a good shout? You know, call Saeed on his calling. Do it now. Let me actually see what's going on Saeed's. Shall I actually bring it up on this show?
They've made a mistake with Dan Ashworth. I agree with the sacking. But there's a lot of other things they've done right in the club, and there's kind of a few things that they've done wrong in the club. I mean, the things that they've done right, to say, we still have to see if it works out over time. You know, like the appointment of the CEO and so forth. We still have to see what it works out.
Who said bring Rashford back?
Out having the CEO Barada's input. I mean, that is absolutely crazy. So I hope they don't do a mistake like that again, because that's just absolutely not the way you should be running the
Sham
club.
them talk.
So look, it is here
That's
now.
right.
So yeah, so that's the first thing. I'm not in the raid with Ineos, but I
Hey yo, what's going on? Hey, what what happened there? Saeed, man, brother, man, Saeed, man, what the what was that?
I mean, that wasn't something
Brother's
that was
family
something he
turned
said
up on the
initially
stream, man.
when he joined. And
Mm.
then after about 2 or 3 games, because even the Arsenal game where we lost against the Corners, we actually played quite well. For me, it seems as if the players are
Brother,
slipping
man,
away
this is
into
Saeed's calling,
losing the
man.
style of play, which
This is what I
I'm
mean,
happy that our manager's continuously thinking about that, because that's the big thing to focus on.
bro. I don't know, man. This is techie, man. You didn't mind. It's Saeed's calling, man. It's not mine. It's Saeed's calling. Don't blame me. Don't blame me, man. Ganacho for 60 mil. Your boy got on, yeah. He ain't going, but nobody's paying 60 mil. Nobody's paying 60 mil. Man, them are blaming me, you know. Thank you very much, Soma. Thank you. What happened to you? Bro, I might do a calling, you know. I might. Shall I do a calling as well? I might do it, you know. I might do it. Little calling. See what everybody people are saying. It's because Sham them talk. Oh my days. Right, let's see what this is saying, anyways. What Jim Ratcliffe's post. Let me actually go. This is what I wanted to analyze. Sir Jim Ratcliffe has cancelled charity. Yeah. Right. So, what are the people saying in the comments? Let's see. United posts. Why not cut player salary? Become worse than the Glazers, says Harry. we're finished. Why are we wasting the glazes? What's wrong with that? Why did this guy buy a club that he can't afford? Amorim's Red Army. This clown bought the club with no money in the bank. What an absolute twat. Here to ruin people's lives. He will do anything and everything for cost cutting apart from cutting the wages of entitled players and ridiculous money. Well, you're fickle. You can't just do that. You can't just go and cut someone's wage, bro. Like the kit man is inside cutting the staff Christmas party now. They're ripping the soul of the club. Ripping the soul of the club. Viking crypto warrior. A lot of people are not liking it. Samuel says, still haven't gotten over the fact you cut off Sir Alex Ferguson. You see, YouTube community and Twitter community are so different. Are so different. What's the quote tweet saying? Sir Jim, we won Manchester United, anchored in its proud history and roots in the northeast of England, putting the Manchester back into Manchester. One of the things I always cherished about being a fan of the club was the way they went about things, not only but also off the pitch. A family club, an institution that understood the roots of the city it was in. Explanations are needed because Manchester United fans deserve answers on all of this. These acts of evil. The success on the pitch will return. I still believe that, but for the better of use of the term, at what cost? Adam, I don't know, man. I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way, people. I don't see it that way at all. I actually look at it in a way where these are the difficult decisions you have to make. We're not a charity, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Fan base a pussy as hell. This is why I'm not an ex people be saying anything serious. Yeah, I see Nedo over there. They're getting ready for next year's because it will be challenging financially. Bro lied to get a share of this with the Glazers. Nordin was right all along. Big up OG. How dare we doubt? Jim more broke than the guy living on the streets. But it's not about being broke though. It's about managing a business, bro. He's really trying to be a businessman instead of just giving people willy-nilly money because we make too much money and we've been for too long giving it away anyhow. And that's what at the end of the day, Jim is here now, yeah, to try and minimize all the external and outside money that we've been paying to try to get a hold of this club. I don't see what's so wrong with that. The Christmas party, okay, you can say, right, okay, the Christmas party we cancelled, but then some people will say the staff have to earn it, blah, blah, blah. So I hear that aspect as well. Do you know what I'm saying? I hear that aspect as well. Ratcliffe is a tramp. I despise him so much. I don't think so, man. That's how you would do that if it was your business, wouldn't you? Come on, man. A lot of people are not messing with it. They're not messing with it. I don't know what he said. We got broke billionaire manager. I guarantee Jim is a deadbeat dad. Rollers insult us. We haven't caught a single charity even off. Haven't caught a single dollar from the women's team or youth team. Cut the salary of staff. Shameless morons. Jim Ratcliffe when one of the minimum wage staff asked for a raise because they can't afford rent. I don't know, man. I don't really care. Robbo and Erwin needing charity is not a good look. I'm sure the charity does lots of good beyond those players. Stingy. He's basically stingy. That's all he is. Basically stingy. And he wants to make shrewd, cheap signings, isn't it? Broke. How is cancelling 40 grand donation going to help anything? It's the equivalent of me saving 5p. That is a very fair point. What is 40 grand a year donation as well? That is a fair point. 40 grand is nothing. ETH and Barada that haven't planned out, costing the club significant amount of money. They continue to cancel similar events, but then they've increased the prices of tickets. Yeah, increase the prices of tickets and then they're canceling 40 grand charity donations. It doesn't. It's just a bit mad, isn't it? In my opinion, you're looking at these Twitter posts. Yeah, looking at these Twitter posts, you gotta say to yourself, where do you stand? Because I'm paying more money for my ticket. Club is cutting more costs. So how am I benefiting from this? What's the benefit? And eventually we'll have to see something. They made us think Qatar were the bad guys. I want to sit back and witness this because if Qatar did this, boy, I'm just saying, yeah, whether you agree or disagree, if Qatar did this, you know what? I'm even gonna tweet that actually. Whether you liked it, well, let me even tweet this as well, yeah. One second, regardless of the fact, regardless of if you like this decision or not, if the Qataris did this, let me not say anymore. There you go. If the Qatari did this, let me tweet this. You know the rest. Because that's true, man. That's true. If the Qataris cancelled Christmas event, if the Qataris cancelled the charity donations, staff cutting and stuff, it would have been hell break loose. Big up TTM for the super chat, man. Appreciate you. Says curious. Half of these Twitter pundits are paid to promote a gambling platform. A gambling platform called Stake that is criticized for making gambling accessible to kids. That's crazy. The world is in a mad place. Half of these Twitter accounts are also promoting OnlyFans, girl. So if you're looking for the moral aspect of things, you ain't gonna find it here, bro. You are not going to find it here. Yeah, you're not gonna find it here. Let me see. Oh, okay. Actually, let's talk about this. Rasmus Hojlund has done something, chat. So Rasmus Hojlund. Hojlund is only at this club because he shared the same agency as Ten Hag, not because of his footballing ability. People know this, yet they still think he's this talent that's going to come good, right? He's part of the biggest footballing scandals of the century. So someone tweeted that. I'm sorry that you can't see it fully. Let me increase it more. So someone put that and then they put it on Instagram, right? They put a post on Instagram. And the Instagram post says Eric Ten Hag needs to be trialed in court for the signing of Rasmus Winter Hojlund. Lock him up and throw away the key. When you're starting number nine's most notorious attribute is whining his backside on defenders, you know you're in trouble. The timeline will bring up the fact that he doesn't get service, but that's what happens when you can't anticipate or position yourself into those goal scoring areas. The trampoline touch and lack of hold up play is too much. The 72 million package has never looked so limited. Rasmus Hojlund DM'd him saying, "Hi, I find your post a bit disturbing, mate. You are right to have your opinion, but stop talking about things you know nothing about. That is all. Hands up." And then Rasmus Hojlund has gone and he's unsent the tweet now, the DM. He's unsent it. It's no longer there. What do you lot think of this? What do you lot think of this? TTM, Jason 07, Adam Hanif. This is a bit mad. I don't know why he's even DMing in the first place. I don't know why he's getting involved with speaking to someone on Instagram. Um, I appreciate, I understand that you're gonna see things, but it's never been that. It's never been, bro. It's never been going and speaking to someone on Instagram DM to give your 2 pence, saying don't talk about anything. What do you think was gonna happen? Now let's look at the tweets under it and see what the people have said. The tweets under it. Adam, he's a big Man United fan. I think he's based in Australia. He says, "What did you make of it? I was literally just saying I think we've got to treat our players better instead of backing the abusers." The quotes and comments here are so backwards. Rasmus Hojlund's reply isn't the problem. It is what was said to provoke him. Look how entitled, toxic the person at the heart of it is. The worst things said at games are now online too, and fans can no longer tell the difference between criticism of performance and what is clearly abuse. Abusing players does not help them. It never has. They won't play better either. Don't be daft. This is supporting your club. Hoyland and others might be online too, but that's missing the forest from the trees here. Mm. Is it this guy, innit? He's now unsent it. Rasmus Hoyland has now unsent it. Clearly couldn't handle the backlash with his recent performances. Safe. So he's unsent the message. It's faceless profiles that will get away with this. I won't get away with it. I think it's Rance's mod, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Rance's mod. One of Rance's mod that's done that. It's mad. I mean, you see me, I'll say it to a player's face, innit? How am I acting toxic? What have I done toxic here? Oh, damned if you do, damned if you don't. I don't know what I've done here. I've not, it's not me. Why are you going in on me for? How long do we wait until Rasmus to come go 26? Would that be in 4, 5 years, 6 years? Um, but yeah, me, I see people saying it online, but I say in a respectful manner to their face. I don't abuse them to their face. I don't say anything mad to their face, and I'm not behind a random profile picture. If you say it to their face, well, you're at a game. Sure, I hear it. I hear it. But this has opened up a mad conversation in itself. Content creators. How many content creators? How many people will be willing to go up to their favorite footballer or their favorite team's players and say something? How many? I don't know many, bro. I don't know many. Hoyland is a punk. Why is he active on social media, purposely searching his own name to find out what people are saying about him? It's something about these absolute dweeb players like him. But Hoyland was watching my Instagram stories when he was signing for Man United as well. Back back then, he was watching my Instagram stories and what I was saying about him. Many agents do. Current agents of Man United players, they social media is now the biggest thing. They're on Twitter, they're everywhere. Amad Diallo recently commented on a TikTok of SDS podcast where someone was doubting him and now they've apologized. So Amad Diallo commented saying apology accepted. They're on social media. Jason says, Faz, I agree. Why get involved? I think it shows his mentality is not good enough. Why is Highland on social media? He should be training. Well, I don't agree with that because you can't train 24 hours a day. Some days you're going to chill, you're going to relax. You can't be on social media all the time, can you? Do you know what I'm saying? You're going to be relaxing as well. But I just don't think you needed to reply. There was no need to reply. Oh, in the original caption, Holland was at it. So how did he see the particular post? He wasn't at it. So how did he see the particular post? Someone must have sent it to him. One of his friends must have sent it to him. I'm tired of negativity. I'm tired of being 14th. Adam, I won't be bothered with him. I would rather watch paint dry. Seriously, Um, Playing in the Prem isn't for everyone. If you lash out at the fans' comments, yeah, Nate has a point. Nate has a point there. You can't be lashing out. What else he said? Let's see. He hasn't even said anything bad. This is one of the softest generation of footballers ever, says Fizi Mahmood. Can't take no criticism. Instead of proving everyone wrong and perform on the pitch, they'd be more worried about what fans are going to say. It's simple. You prove us wrong by performing on the pitch, and the criticism will stop. Saying things like he was signed because he shares the same agency as Eric is insulting and disturbing. I support Hoyland on this. This is beyond criticism. I mean, it's not absurd though. This stuff does happen in football. I said this before. It does happen. You know, it does happen. So, uh, yeah. Um, our fan base lacks patience and are becoming too toxic. I can't confidently tell you some woke plastic Man United fans contributed to the current downfall. So notorious online, they even pick players for the coach, like playing PS5 is the same in real life. Mm. But as long I know it's hard for players to get off social media completely, but as long as they keep putting tragic performances, keep getting comments like this and frustrated fans. The toxicity and frustration in fans is well understandable. Watching the club near relegation with no hope of turnaround, while the players keep putting on abysmal performances weekly, only to get huge paychecks. They come on to the press and tell us bullshit about how they have to work hard, but never show any class on match day. Every single team that beat them this season is better than them, and that is a testament of their poor individual abilities. If they need babysitting, they have to get out of Manchester United. Interesting. Interesting. What's the quote tweet saying? What have we? Oh, Martin Ball is there as well. What have we done to deserve all these weak mentality idiots? Your post is a bit disturbing, mate. Watching you play football has been disturbing. Watching you dance in the dressing room while we're 14th is disturbing. Piss off. But Ahmad did that as well. I'm fed up of all these social media merchants. Well, Martin isn't a Man United fan though. I think it's the first touch, you know. When you talk about footballers' first touch, it rattles them straight away. You haven't said absolutely anything bad here at all. This guy thinks he's second coming of Ruud van Nistelrooy, but in reality, he isn't even getting better than Welbeck. Get off Instagram. This guy can't be serious. I don't entirely rate Hojlund, but surely this is defamation of character, right? He's essentially being accused of being an accomplice to corruption. Honestly, these men should stop replying. Some fans are just wild. All he does is fight the defenders. Oh my days. Quote tweets. Why are players constantly searching for their own names on social media? You do, innit? You do, man. It's easier said than done, bro. Fake fans FC everywhere. Fake fans FC, we are another crybaby. No one safe from sulk, Fairmont, no hammer. Our players are chronically online. We're 100% doomed as a football club. The fan ain't lying though. Every game he trying to wind up a player. Hojlund might be the first expensive signing that was so bad I forgot he was expensive. More online talking than these men are serious. Bro, you're not gonna come off social media. You can't. You can't. You can't. It's gonna be hard. You can't, innit? Fast stop, or I'm going to unsubscribe for real. If you think SCG has anything to do with it, you're mentally retarded. I don't know who has anything to do with it, bro. I'm saying is these things happen in football. If you know anything to do with football, It happens, man. What do you want me to do? Call an agent to prove my point right? Do you want me to prove my point right by calling an agent and saying, "Yo, is do footballers sign with agents based on that they'll get a move?" Because it happens, bro. It happens. That's standard. Footballers chop and change agents to try and get big moves, to try and get bigger contract deals. When we don't have a main striker and hate on a 21-year-old to pick up the scraps of United, we only have Zexi and Hojlund who don't get service. Bruno is more to blame. Rooney will class 19. Rasmus is too young. Bro, he's a mod at the end of the day, you know. He's been on the channel long enough to be a mod, so he has his opinion, innit? I'm gonna read out his opinion. Uh when we don't have a main, sorry, there's a lot of comments. I'm trying to get everybody's comment. What's it say? When we don't have a main striker, hate on a 21-year-old to pick up the scraps. I've read that one. United Football Twitter has the worst takes because they either aren't old enough to have witnessed a successful United rebuild, or they're top reds that want the United way or die trying. Hojlund shouldn't reply, says Soma. He should know how to hold the critics when he's not performing, but the person who's tweeting it is much toxic. Yeah, I mean, them Twitter accounts say some mad shit, bro. Faz, please stop this negativity and toxicity. It's getting boring. All right, let's talk something positive, innit? Let's talk something positive then. We're gonna beat Newcastle. We're gonna beat Newcastle. We might fuck around and get a draw against Liverpool at Anfield. And we're punching up Arsenal anyways in the FA Cup game. And then we're beating Southampton. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say, bro? You know what? You know the maddest thing is, yeah? You want me to speak positively, yeah? Please, yeah? You know what? Here's the StreamYard link. I'm just taking the. You come on the stream and you take over and say something positive. Here's the link, yeah, for the stream. I'll even pin the chat. I'll just sit back today, bro. Yeah, I'll sit back today, yeah. There you go, pinned message. Join the stream. The chat is pinned. You join the stream and you say something. So let's see what positivity. Can anybody give me something positive? People, do I have to put camera on? Yeah, put your camera on, unless you don't have your makeup, or I don't know, you don't have your haircut. I don't know if you're a he, she, they, them, it, whatever your pronouns are. Put your camera on. It out of respect to everyone, put your camera on and come and have your say, bro. It's another day on this planet, Faz. That's a positive. Delict is back. That's a positive. Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's a positive. Okay, if you don't want camera, that's fine. Social anxiety, gotta consider that. So sure, big up TTM. If you don't join in the next 10 minutes, you're blocked. All right, yeah, that's fine. Your internet is bad. So the internet that you have, you want to use that to hear positivity. I get it, man. Positive maybe that we might be looking for a left back this summer, this January window, you know. Yeah. What else? A very reliable Fabrice Hawkins says Manchester United have made an offer for Nuno Mendes and that the player is keen on reuniting with Ruben Amorim. Good to see that we're already looking to make significant signings. So Nuno Menge is a huge target for Manchester United this January. So let's see. Let's see, man. I think that will be a good signing in January. That will help us a lot going forward as well. We might play a little bit better The Premier League on Prime as well. It's been cancelled, isn't it? That's another thing I wanted to talk about. Amazon Prime used to show Premier League games, and that has now ended. So you have to be paying big money to continue watching Premier League games. Bro, I don't blame people, yeah. I do not blame people who who are getting fire sticks, bro. I don't. I really don't. I really don't. Faz, this was the script, this pain. I'm content with it all. This part of the season was never going to count for me. It was about him and everybody sorting it out before next year. Title 2028 says Rab MC. Um, one of my members yesterday who joined the show yesterday, Omo said, we're in preseason. If you're watching Man United for 3 points, don't watch Man United. He said that yesterday. I don't know if he's online today, but he was dropping some bombs yesterday. Yeah. He said, look, right now till February, we're in preseason mode. So yeah, bro, stop saying get me on, bro. Click the link, log in, and join, bro. How can I've sent the link. If you can't use a link, how did you put Rashford's picture on your YouTube channel, yeah? But you can't click a link to join. Bro, stop lying to me, bro. Please, I'm not an idiot. I'm not an idiot, bro. Man saying get me on, yeah. He's saying it's not working. Bro, stop this, man. We're looking to see who Amarim will continue with. I think it's only a handful of players, yeah, that are gonna stay. I have a huge feeling that he's gonna sell Bruno Fernandes and keep Mason Mount because Mason's injuries, they're bad. I mean, he literally touched pitch 12 minutes and he was class. But I feel like he's gonna stick with Mason and sell Bruno Fernandes. I'll be deadly honest. I feel like that's gonna happen. I feel like that's gonna happen. He's gonna sell Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford. There has to be, if Jim Ratcliffe is making such huge cost-cutting things, yeah, some huge cost-cutting movements, I will absolutely be pissed off if Jim Ratcliffe does not, and Ineos and Manchester United does not sell the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Luke Shaw, Marcus Rashford, come summertime. Ericsson is already leaving. Lindelof, we're gonna part ways with. Johnny Evans is leaving. Do you know what I'm saying? Need to see some huge cutbacks. Huge cutbacks. Has been said many times. Imagine this was a quick upturn in results. It would be false economy. Amarim said he would get found out even after wins. He's on the group chat with Josie and Ragnick. Big up, bro. Can you hear me?
Yo, Faz.
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like, just support the team, bro. Like, no need to be toxic and negative, bro. Like, no need for that.
Talk to me, bro. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Yeah, bro. Like, we're being
Oh, what's
Newcastle.
their positive? Tell me the positives, bro.
I don't know, man. Just support the team, bro.
I told you, bro. I'm not having nothing today, bro. You said talk about positive. You came on the show and you have nothing positive to say. You said I don't know, bro. What are the positives, bro? Hello. Hello. You said what are the positives? You asked me, am I a clown? Am I a circus clown? Am I a hello? Hello? Why are you silent? No, don't ban him. We don't do banning. Bro, talk to I know you can hear me, Yeah. He's left. I have to move like a dictator, man. Am I a circus clown? Man said, "Oh, blah, 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 blah." Oh, my inside, yeah. I don't have the capacity for this, bro. I don't have the capacity for this. And then he don't have anything to say. Bro, don't type, man. Don't, you know what, bro? Bro, you know what? Yeah. Where is this guy, man? Bro, you need a 5 minute. Go and make a cappuccino, bro. 5 minute. Hold a 5 minute bench. Bro, you need a 5 minute bench. Hold a 5 minute, yeah. Make a cappuccino. Come back. In the meantime, if someone else wants to join, link is in the top. Join and have your say. But I'm being deadly serious today. If you get my head hot, yeah, allow it. I'm being deadly serious, bro. If you get my head hot, you're gone. Because I'm not wasting, yeah, my neurons. I'm not wasting my neurons, bro. Join, bro. If you want to join, link is on the pinned chat. Yeah, it's the first link on the chat. Click and join. And then have your say. Say what you want to say. If you want to hear positives, come and tell me the positives. My brother Rude, man.
Yes, bro. What's happening?
What are you telling me, bro?
Nothing, man. Just at work, killing time now. That's it for saw your thing now, man. So yeah, how's it going, bro?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm here to hear what the people want to say. I'm here to hear if people got their opinions. Let's hear what
Yeah,
they want to say, bro. But I've said it straight. You say anything mad, right now this is crisis meeting. If anything
yeah.
mad, you're off the boardroom straight away.
Nah, 100%, bro. 100%. Now, personally, bro, at the moment, obviously the news coming out at Old Trafford, I feel that it is crisis at the moment. Everyone's going mad, especially with the news coming out today with the owners and like even the fans that were backing Ratcliffe and everyone, they're now backtracking now, thinking we support the wrong person and stuff like that. So at the moment, I feel the United fan base, they're a bit confused now. They don't know what's happening. The results on the pitch is not going good. Um, and the managers, I'm not gonna lie, I feel sorry for the manager at the moment as well. So it's just at the moment everything is bust, man. And yeah, regarding Garnacho, personally, I wanted to give him more chance, but you know what it is? When you see more of the guy, he just keeps losing possession, man. Every time he's one dimensional. He's not got much in him. He's just one dimensional. I was having a discussion with someone the other day. He's literally like tries to overtake someone. He doesn't have much pace for him to overtake. And if you watch just this season, I'm talking just this season, the last couple of games, he's actually been getting bullied. He's been getting bullied, man, by the lower half teams and stuff. And you got still some of these Garnacho fanboys, and I personally think he will not improve yet, but maybe at another team he might. But at the moment with United, he's not, because he's just getting bullied, man. Like literally, that's my opinion. He's just getting bullied. So, what do you think?
I don't disagree with anything you say. I think at 20 years old, there's not much he can improve. By 20 years old, you should have already had the fundamentals of football. Physically, you can only develop till you're 21. Let's be honest, biologically. After that, you're just hitting the gym to try and gain muscle. And the more muscle you gain, the slower you become. Certain things, it has to come naturally. It's in your DNA, whether you're strong, whether you have dribbling ability. These things are coming from when you're young. And yeah, you're right. You're spot on. He gets bullied. He gets pushed off the ball. He tries to make safe passes. He's not got the confidence to try and beat a man. You could do all of that when you're in the academy, but when you're playing first team men's football, it's totally a different ball game. It's a different ball. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's a different.
no, 100%. I see what you're saying about him not improving. I think some players can improve with more games they play, but it depends. Certain players can, right? And with more games come experience, IQ level and stuff. But like with him, there's no IQ, right? Like there's no awareness of the pitch, the player there. You know what I mean? Like they don't have it. And like you watch Amad Diallo, right? Reason why I'm so happy that he's achieving certain things, because look, bro, he's done it the hard way. He came into at United at the age of 20, right? When Ollie bought him, he went to Rangers in Scotland, right? He actually played well for Rangers. Then he went to Sunderland, I think it's right. Yeah, Sunderland, right? And he scored some bangers. He actually played really well for Sunderland.
Got
And now he's
their player of the season.
there you go, yeah. Now at Manchester United, right? So for someone like Amad Diallo, I would take him all day long instead of people like Rashi and Garnacho, because the guy's putting effort. He's doing it at lower fucking class teams. You understand? Whereas Garnacho, yeah, whatever, but Rashi as well, man. Rashi's now 27, and people are still saying he's a kid. You know, he's not a kid, right? He's not a kid, right? And there's some people here, man, crying that he might leave. I'm like, bro, seriously, man. He's 27 years old. Has he actually dominated one game? Personally, has he this year?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Like,
no.
Whereas you look back in the days, look at someone like Cristiano Ronaldo at Manchester United, I'm saying, for a whole 90 minutes, he would dominate, right? I can't remember one game in his career he's dominated like a team like that. I've not seen, and I've seen every game nearly of Rashford's at Manchester United. I haven't seen it. He scored goals. I'm not saying he's done this or that. He's 100% scored 2-3 goals in a game, but has he dominated?
He's never scored a 3-goal. When's the last time he scored a hat-trick?
He hasn't.
And when's the last time he scored a brace? How often does he score a brace? He scored over 100 goals for Manchester United. If in 10 years, if a player has scored 100 goals and he's got braces, you'd think the brace would be like here, then there, then there. They'd be spread out over the 10 years. Go and check how many braces he scored and the timeline of his braces. Even that, just, you know, goal scoring aside, you can just go off the recent years of performance and you say, look, it's just not doing enough for Manchester United. It's simple as. And why are we even keeping Marcus Rashford if he's not our best player? You know, what is the sentiment behind him?
And especially if he's especially if he's not consistently playing, right?
Right.
For someone that's on that wage, 250 or 300 he's on, right? Someone like that should consistently be playing, personally, right? And he's not playing. And even if he was, right, guess what? I was having a debate with someone the other day. Eric Ten Hag's first 13 games, right? He played around 12 games, right? And we lost still majority of the games, right? And that's what annoys me about some people. Like, all right, we lost the last 2 games with Amrin, but Amrin's still trying to suss out what's the right thing to do, what players are the right. You know, it's still a new thing for Amrin, right? But Eric Ten Hag, he had this is his squad, but Rashford still done nothing. If Rashford done something, then fair enough. If he's won us a game or 2, then fair enough. But he hasn't, and he's what is it? He's played about 15 games this season.
What do you think of Bruno Fernandes? Should we keep him?
I've seen a lot of the guy. He's I think he should move on. I think he should move on.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Onana, should we keep him?
Pardon?
Onana, should we keep Onana?
Nah, I don't like Onana, man, at the moment, because he's making too many of these silly errors. Like last game, like come on, man, it was so annoying when the corner went in. He's made too many mistakes. Like one game last season against Bayern Munich, right? 3 mistakes in one game.
Yeah,
3 mistakes in one game. Come on, man. I understand 1 mistake, well, 2 mistakes, but come on, 3 mistakes in one game. You understand?
Yeah. I hear it. But
I don't
listen,
like it, man. But thing is, I think the biggest mistake was letting David De Gea go. But that's again, that is Ten Hag's fault,
who
right?
you
People can
keeping
say,
then? Before I go on to the next caller, who are you keeping?
well, goalkeeper
No, as in like in the players. Let's say
or
we talk about
players.
the squad. Who you keeping? Yeah.
Players, obviously Amad Diallo was 100%. Kobe, Miney, Ugati. Who else, man? That's three players. Obviously, Cass old now, so he's gonna move on. Obviously, Lenny Euro, Delit. That's about five players. I think five guaranteed. I would keep guaranteed.
Okay.
That's about it.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. To be fair, I agree. You've not said, yeah, I agree. Mazarawi, I think someone said Ahmad. Yeah,
Oh yeah, Mazra as well. Yeah.
Hoyland and Xerxes. Who you keeping?
Out of the both, man. I don't know, man. I've not seen enough of Zersky, but what I've seen of Zersky, he does have quick feet. He's not got much pace on the guy. But then again, if with another team he could do good. Understand? So Hoyland, he just tries wrestling and then he gets knocked off the ball, right? And that's the problem with Hoyland. I would want to get a new striker personally. That's my opinion.
I think everybody in the chat agrees with you as well. Big up the chat as well. What you lot saying, chat? Do you agree with Rude 786? I think everybody in the chat pretty much agrees with you. I don't think that anything you've said is crazy or not what majority of the fans are thinking. So yeah, big up to you, anyways, bro. Big up for joining
Cheers.
as well.
Cheers,
And
man.
take it easy, bro. Have a good evening. Yeah, man. He said all the right things. To be honest, he said all the right things. I don't think there's anything he said that I disagree with. Striker is something that we want to go and get this window, summer window. So who's out there that we can get that's achievable as well? Bro, just like I said, pin chat, join, have your say. Yeah. United in Cancun, bro. What you telling me?
What up, Faz? How are you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Check this out. Let me see if I can turn the view around.
How you doing? Wow, that's beautiful, bro. Where are you?
Yeah, Cancun, chilling on vacation.
You're chilling on vacation and you're here on Man United trying to show off your vacation. Is this guy taking the piss, chat? He's showing me the views, yeah? While I'm freezing my fucking balls and tits off, going to Old Trafford, having to watch Garnacho and Rasmus Hojlund, and he's showing the views. He says I'm on vacation, you know. Bro, why are you on fucking vacation? We're 14th. Why the hell are you on vacation? We're in a crisis. We're in a freaking crisis and you're on vacation.
It's not a crisis. It's
You're on vacation and we're in a crisis. Where are you in vacation? Cancun. You're taking a piss. You're moving like John Murtaugh when he was going to vacation to find Frankie de Jong.
Yeah. Should have gone to Barca.
But I hear it. Don't let Man United stress you. Enjoy your life.
I went and watched a game in a bar on the other day. It was fucking painful, but a couple things I would say though, just about the squad. I think people need to keep in mind, right, about like we're so early into the Ineos project that I do feel like a lot of players were bought not for Ten Hag, for the 3-4-3 or for a coach that's coming in. And I think it's telling. I think people, like a lot of what we're talking about, people forget about like how a 3-4-3 is and the style of play that Amar wants to play. Like we're so poor at controlling games, and our wingbacks aren't doing their jobs. Like what's the purpose of playing with two number 10s, right? Is that you always have half spaces occupied, and so essentially you're trying to create a 5v4 against a backline the entire time, and we never do. We have Bruno just free roaming as one of the 10s. We have Gallo inverting, Mazraoui's inverting. Like the shape that we play with is so poor in possession, like that. And then when we lose the ball, teams are so quick on transition us that we have no structure behind the ball, right? Like we end up either sitting in a 5 for most of the game defending, or we are rotating so much that we can't actually create. You know what I'm trying to say? And so, you know, I think people are quick to jump on players like the young players like Hojlund and stuff. I think, and Ten Hag, even when he talked about them, talked about these players being for the future. And I think if you look back a couple of years ago, us as United fans, we complained when we would buy, you know, the big name players on huge money and they wouldn't perform. And then we talk about buying younger players for the future, which we have. The problem is we paid too much money, right? And then the pressure for playing for United is huge. So someone like Hojlund. Like Hojlund should not be your first choice number 9. We should have
impossible.
It's too much for him, and he should be learning from someone, right? Like the money we paid for him is a long-term project, but the pressure to perform as the lone number 9 for United, and then, you know, the money gets thrown on him, etc. We just the planning hasn't been there, like succession planning.
Yeah.
It's been, you know, we've gone for big names, big money. Then we went for young players, but still big money.
Yeah.
And then even someone like Xerxes, right? Like someone like Xerxes, like Pitt, he pisses me off watching him play. But I, you know, at the fact of, okay, well, the guy's only been here a couple months. We've only paid 30 million for him. Right? It's easy to get some money back for a player like that, and I'm willing to give him time, especially in a new system, as like he could play as a 9 or one of the 10s. But I think the main part people are failing to recognize, like people are quick to jump on Amarin system, all this stuff, is you have to understand that like players, like we were playing a 4-2-3-1, yeah, with Bruno as a free roaming 10, and we would constantly either have Dallo invert or Mazraoui invert, and we would try to play a box midfield, and we couldn't do it, right? And now, like, even when you watch, like, what are we asking of the wingbacks? We're asking them to play high and wide. We're asking them to isolate. We're asking them to create 2v1s with the 10s, and we're not doing it at all. Bruno's still free roaming around. He's looked better as a deeper midfielder, but he doesn't have the defensive work rate or the coverage or the actual defending ability. And so, like, I think people forget that, like, this season is what it is.
Are you okay if Ruben finishes 14th, 13th?
Yeah. Yes.
You have to be in it.
Yes, you have to be. And I think people are like this whole like outrage thing. It's like you have to understand when we let Ten Hag go, and then brought in Ruben Amarin. Like that's a season. Like, and this season is preseason. It's preseason. He's finding out what players are going to be in the system, who can play in the system, who's going to go. There's going to be new players coming in January, hopefully. Hopefully, you know, players like Eriksson go, Lindelof go, Rashford goes, whoever else, right? And then maybe we can bring in 1, maybe 2 in January. I bet you in the summer we'll let another 4 or 5 will go. We'll bring in another 4 or 5.
Who's your main player target? Let's say before we wrap up to get the next caller, who's your main player targets that you want Man United to bring in, and what for?
Well, I think it's pretty clear. We need a proper number 9. I think it's without doubt we need a proper number 9. So someone like a Gyökeres or someone like that, whoever. We need a left wing back. I actually think Ahmed will be the right wing back. I think the reason he's playing Ahmed in the 10 is because we don't have any better options. We without who's going to play in the 10, right? Xerxes is not good enough. Hojlund can't play in the 10, obviously. We have Bruno as the other 10. Mount's injured. We have more options at wing back. And so I think long-term Ahmed will be the right wing back. So I'd say a proper number 9, Hojlund as the backup 9, Xerxes as a backup 10. So 9, left wing back, another 10, and an 8. And, you know, I'm someone like, you know, I've been a United fan my whole life, love Rashford, love Bruno, but it's time for them to go. They don't fit the system. I don't think Bruno can do it as an 8. And he just doesn't suit the structure, right? The structure, the game has become so much more structured in how teams want to play. And Bruno is this free roaming creative player, which he will excel in counterattacking teams. He'll excel in teams where he can roam, he can drift out wide, he can drop deep, he can run beyond the striker, whatever. But you don't have that luxury of freedom. You need to sit in the half space, and he won't. And then what ends up happening? He gets frustrated. We're not creating. He'll hit long balls, whatever. His player type needs to go, right?
What about
Bruno.
keeper? Would you entertain getting a new keeper?
No, I think the keeper reaction. I think the keeper thing is an overreaction. Even the goal we conceded on the weekend, or on the weekend, sorry, the other day. It was a foul, right? Number one, it's a foul. But I'm actually looking more at the defenders than the goalkeeper. I'm looking at Mazraoui. I'm looking at Maguire, letting him get pinned by two players. There's not much chance on the goalkeeper in situations like that, right? I actually played professionally as a goalkeeper when I was younger and played at a decent level. It's 100% a foul, and the games, Arsenal and all this corner kick FC stuff, it's a foul. But I'm looking more at the defenders of how are we allowing our goal line to be crowded like that, and allowing that to even happen in the first place.
That's a fair point. Why is the goalkeeper isolated with two players? That is a very fair point.
And yes, there's part to blame on Onana. Yes, he should be taking control and blah, blah, but
he should be making himself aware to the other players or the referee before the ball is kicked.
100%. But is it this huge goalkeeping error? No, it's not. Has he led in other blunders? Yes, but I still think people forget, and this is what I'm saying. You have to understand how the game is played nowadays and the purpose, right? Onana is a ball-playing goalkeeper. We want to play a high line. We want to possess. We want to play a three-back. We look at how City play, with Ederson, right? Ederson is actually statistically below average for shot stopping, all these other stuff. Onana is a similar type goalkeeper, right? The problem, what I'm saying is we do not control games, and we are so far away from being able to control games that is at the root of the problem. It's not one player. It's not one thing. It's the system is not working. We don't have the player types who can fit the system. When we you can analyze games, watch them, whatever. There'll be moments where it's good. It'll lead to frustration, whatever. We'll have a stupid decision and we'll play into a trap or whatever. And then we'll end up having to defend in a 5-back. And then we get the pressure of playing for United too, right? People don't talk about this. Why are United players paid so much money? Why do we have to do all this? Why are they the pressure to perform, et cetera, is because the club's so big. And so, people say things like, oh, we're playing with 5 defenders and we're conceding 3. And it's yeah, we are. But it's the fact is in the positions, Dallo is not, and Mazraoui or whoever's playing out the right wing back, they're not doing their job. Right, but people are so focused on individually and not the role of what your job is in the system, and that is the bigger problem, right? It's Mazraoui, even in this 3-2-4, 3-2-4-1, 3-4-2-1, 3-4-3, whatever you want to call it. I don't even think he's a wing back. He will play as one of the center backs. He's not good enough going forward. He hasn't shown that. Dallo is clearly not capable of doing the job.
I think right centre back would be the most preferred position for him going forward, to be fair.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. People, the overreaction, right? We have, let's be honest, long term, we have Onana, who's a capable keeper. He is. The fact of the matter is he is. Has he been underperforming at times? Yes, but he's shown that he's capable. He's performed at a top level. Same with De Ligt. We have Lenny Yoro on the right side. We have Mazraoui on the right side. Mazraoui can also play as a left center back. We have Martinez, who we have shown can do a job there. Okay, we literally don't have a left wing back. Our right wing back options are so poor that it's we're playing a Mazraoui there, or we're playing an Antony, right? Because we don't have a 10, right? So Alman has to play in the 10, and so. This is what I'm saying. If you're analyzing the system and how we're trying to play, we need an 8, we need a left wing back, we need a 9, and we need a 10 for starting positions to crack the 11. Which that is a massive rebuild. Four positions in the 11. 4 positions in the 11 need new starters. That is a big rebuild. right? And that doesn't come with, oh, that drops Bruno or that. No, these players are sold. We bring in bench players. So you're talking 4 starters and then 3 players on the bench
Three,
minimum.
4, yeah. So you said about 6 or 7 players, yeah.
Easily.
Listen, I think you've said a lot of great points, and a lot of people in the chat are agreeing with you. Big up to you, bro, from Cancun, enjoying your vacation.
Thanks, bro.
Continue to enjoy your vacation. Don't let Man United depress you and make you suffer like they're making me suffer. You're doing better things. So
cheers, bro. Last
Yeah.
comment I make, I was just reading the chat. I mean, people are just mentioning too about like the whole goalkeeper situation. Like we 100% need a backup goalkeeper who will challenge, right? Like we don't have that. That's an issue. There's no doubt about it. Bayinder's not good enough. Selling Kovar was a mistake. Same with Alvaro Fernandez, all this stuff. Rather than a number one, I think Onana with a more solidified team, a team that can keep the ball better and can break pressure better, he will excel, right?
Yeah.
Last point, sorry, I know I'm rambling on. I'll let you go after this. The last point I make is, I'm talking about the system, all this stuff. You have to keep in mind, what is the purpose of playing a 3-back, right? What is the purpose of playing a 3-back is to invite pressure, right? To invite pressure, to utilize your goalkeeper to play in the back 4, right? That's why we have a keeper like Onana. He can step up, he can play beside the center back. We can become a back 4. And if you watch how we build up on goal kicks, the middle center back pushes in the midfield. We push the 8 up to the 10s, and the 10 becomes, one of the 10s becomes like a striker. So we'll build up with the left and right center back off of a goal kick. So we build up in a 3 off of a goal kick with the goalkeeper, right? I'm saying if you watch, and we watch how we play, and I think it will come. I don't think De Ligt's an issue. I don't think our center backs are an issue. It will come. But we don't look comfortable enough breaking pressure. We don't look comfortable breaking pressure, whether it's a bounce to the 8 or the 6 or whatever, or inviting it. But part of playing a 3-back is wanting a left or right mid to jump out and commit to pressing the wide center back, so that you automatically have the 3v2 with the 10, the left wing back, and the center back versus their full back and left mid. And if their left or right mid ever jumps out, it's easy to break it. But like what I'm saying to people in these chat is, when you watch these games, are you looking for patterns of play? Do you understand what the system is looking for? And if you watch how Sporting played, basically they would leave their wing backs high and wide. They would overload the midfield with almost 5. The 2 10s would come so narrow. Same with the striker. They'd play in front of their back line with late runners, 3rd-man runners. There's no, like, you watch us play, I'm telling you, there's way too much rotation. There's not enough structure. And when we lose the ball, we end up having to drop so deep because we are in no position to win it back because our structure is gone, that we end up just sitting and having to defend in a 5-back. And then we haven't been working on things enough in training. It's clear enough that when we win it back, we're struggling to build up. And this is going to be all season. People are like, oh, but this will be all season into the summer. Like I said, I would expect a lot of changes to be coming in the new year. So.
Big up to you, bro. Big up to you. Like I say, enjoy your vacation. Great points, great takes. Really thoughtful, really insightful, and really well spoken, bro. Bless you. Big up, and have a good new year as well. What do you lot make of that chat? He was really well spoken. Brother's enjoying his vacation in Cancun. You can tell Man United is not stressing him out because he's chilling. Like he says, enjoy your vacation, bro. Greetings from Germany. Yeah, man. He said a lot of good points, lots of good points, especially in our build-up. I've said it when Ruben came in, and actually when Ten Hag was here as well, that our back line is probably the most safest and securest position on the pitch. There's numerous players that are more than competent enough to keep the ball and play the ball into the midfield. The problem is I'm not seeing Onana come out of his line like I expected him to. When we originally signed him for that particular reason, that he's going to come up and join the back line to try and help some of the players push up the pitch. Hopefully in due time that does come. But even then now, Maguire is starting some games in the middle, and don't be surprised in Maguire. You see Maguire more often than you thought or you expected. Do not be surprised. I can see that happening as well. Let's bring up John Wixon, bro. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you guys?
I'm okay, bro. I'm
Damn.
okay. Chat to me, man.
Also, well, first, all, it's an honor to be live with you face to face. Like, I've
I
been a huge
appreciate that.
fan. Yeah, I
I
remember that
appreciate
one. I don't know if you remember that. There was that one time I sent you a Twitter, like maybe over a year ago. Like, Shaw should be like a left center back. Well, turns out today everybody wants him to be a left center back, but unfortunately, he's inconsistent with his like, staying healthy. Um, I'm right now trying to figure out like with this January window, like what can Man United do?
Are you
And
are you are you are you happy with Ruben Amorim so far?
yes, absolutely, yeah. The
Okay.
way he's been handling Rashford and Bruno, perfect. Because I've had
Well,
enough
he's
of
not
them.
really done anything with Bruno Fernandes. He's played him though. He's subbed him a couple times.
Yeah, like like
Picking
subbing him out, and like just recently when Bruno got the red card, he didn't say nothing to him. Like
him.
just give him the silent treatment, get out, go to the locker room, and I just didn't like that the body language that Bruno had toward everyone, especially throwing
Hmm.
his captain armband to Lissandro, and I don't know what Lissandro said, but there was something going on between them two.
Don't know what.
So
Yeah, can make a yeah. Go on.
yeah, but fortunately, he's gonna be out for the next two games, and like you said, I expect United to at least get a draw versus Newcastle or a win.
Hmm.
Um, as for this January window, like I don't know like I feel like there's like some hidden gems that United have. And like I was like doing research last night. I was just like, killing time. And there's these two teams that are like in relegation zone in La Liga, Espanyol and Valencia. And what United need right now is an eight, because I don't want to see Mino as an eight. I'm a huge fan of Mino, but to play the strengths, as like Grant said, we got to play about as a left 10. And there's this one guy at Espanyol named Alex Crow, 6'1", and his plays as he plays like a 8-10, but I could see him play as a CDM as well because based on his stats, successful dribbles, pass, he could play defense. Um, and he's in his last year of his contracts. Although he's on loan from Union Berlin in the German league, but I don't know how that's going to work as to how United can pull that off.
Hmm.
And another thing is that our center back sometimes like I said, we're like iffy with the center back roles, like the amount of players we have. And there's this guy in Valencia called Christian Mosquero. His contract expires in 2026, but like I said, like 1 year left in his contract, and it's January. We need players because sometimes Mazarawi, I feel like he plays better as a center back, to be honest, because I haven't seen much of him done.
Who,
Um,
Mazarawi?
yeah, a bit,
I
yeah.
mean, you've seen as a wing back, I've seen him go forward really well. He's just at the moment he's had a couple bad games or a couple
Mhm.
bad situations, but
Yeah, I feel like he's
him
more
and
effective
Ahmad
with.
going forward do really well. But then him and Ahmad do really well when Ahmad is a wing back and he's the right centre back as well. So it's just
Yeah,
he's a really good footballer. I don't have any problems with where he's playing on the pitch. I'll be dead
yeah,
honest because we've seen how well he's done. I mean,
of
what
course.
game was it where Bruno Fernandes missed a sitter when Rasmus Hojlund passed to him? It was all because how
Oh
how
my God, I
how
forgot.
Mazarawi carried the ball, beating a player going forward. He did everything and then passed the ball to Rasmus, who just had to slip the ball to Bruno. What game was it? 'Cause someone will know in the comment section. It was just a couple of games ago.
No, I do not remember. But like,
Was it
but
Arsenal game?
could have been Arsenal. I just get livid when Bruno misses the easy ones, but makes the difficult ones. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
unfortunate.
True, true.
Um, but yeah, as for Bruno, like I do not want to see him as a 10. Like the 8 role is fine, but then again, like he be inconsistent. Like I wish we
Tricky
had
game.
sold him last summer. I was always a huge fan of Bruno, especially with like him playing our first season, saving us. But it's been downhill for him, and sadly, it's time for him to move on, along with Rashford.
Mm, mm,
Yeah.
mm.
So also like I said, like with that player, the actual coming in, I mean, the market value shows that he's like around 5 million. So like I said, I feel like this January window is very important for United, so we could like turn it for Amarim to turn it around. I think I know for me, it's gonna be difficult to sign any left back, any striker, goalkeeper. That's
Mm.
for like summer, but for this January, the two players that I mentioned, Krul, the number 8, and Mosquera from Valencia as their center back, in order for Mazarawi to go to the right mid and then him and Anthony rotate. And I feel like Anthony's been decent as a wing back slash
I
midfield.
see. Again, he's been here how many years? We've paid so much money for him.
I know it's
You-
crazy,
I,
but
I don't want to be doing makeshift. Do you know what I mean? I
yeah,
don't.
I mean, like I said, if we could get rid of him, like for what 40 million, great. But as of right now,
Oh,
no,
if we want to sell him for 40 million, yeah,
it's gonna
good
be
luck.
less. I know, but like I
Good
said, we just
luck.
gotta play. We just gotta play what we have. But he's been consistent, decent with as a wing back. As for
Nowhere near as good enough as we need. Nowhere near.
yeah, I mean
Nowhere near.
something.
He doesn't even come close to a single performance of Mazarawi and Ahmad as a wingback. Not even close. Now, people will
So
say, "Oh, when he comes on the pitch, the football looks a bit better. It looks a bit different." But that ain't enough.
yeah,
That
as
ain't.
well for Ahmad to play as our right number 10, and Anthony, I listened to you and Rantal Island whenever those two are like a duo on the right side, it's been like you know at least decent. But like I said, we just there's not other players that would like fill up that role aside
Mm.
from Mazarawi. Like I said, it's all about rotation with all these games going on, and players do need rest. Um, like I said, like just signing those two players in January is very important. So Mino could play as a 10, Ericsson hopefully. Like
But
I feel
he's
like Eric,
that's another point. Look, a lot of people want to see Mino in a 10, yeah. They just need to get it out of their head. It's not gonna happen.
if we
It's not
sign a
going to
player,
happen.
we don't have eights in
He's
our
not. He's not gonna. He's not going to play Mino in a 10. It's just not gonna happen.
well, we're gonna see
Not gonna happen.
Garnacho, which
People,
that's another
people
issue.
can. Yeah, people can wish all they want, but Mino's technical enough to play a little deeper. That doesn't mean it's his best position. But the reason why the manager's probably playing him because he trusts him playing the 8 rather than playing the 10, and he uses Garnacho because he's got no other use for Garnacho other than just his pace.
Yeah, Garnacho's a whole different issue. That's another thing I used to like, but now I feel like his brother was just a bad influence on him, and then, you know,
Was it
just
his brother? Was it his own doing? I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it could be like bad influence
Oh,
from his brother to his
I
own
just
doings.
know. I just know it's just the way he plays football. He's fell out of love with Man United these days. He's
Yeah,
playing
I mean,
football.
he does have decisions, him owning up responsibilities, so I follow him for that. And but perfect that that video to show that you were like giving him some prep talk. Like I felt like the way he behaved was just unacceptable. And afterwards, just
Listen, I don't even mind the behavior or what he said. It's just the fact is it got to him, and he's not able to do any better than what he already did. He's not doing anything different than what he did. He'll score an odd goal in the next couple of games, and people will be like, he's back. That's just
mhm.
it's just another Rashford story in the making. This whole
Yeah,
Ganacho thing is another Rashford story in the making. Man United fans are begging and dying for a hero from the academy, especially from the academy. They're begging
that's
and dying
crazy.
for it. So the moment Rashford leaves, they will move on to Kobe or they will move on to Ganacho. That's all it is.
Unless the January window, like United do something, especially like the two players I mentioned. But
And when you come
um,
from the academy as well, initially, you're very playful, you're very excited, you take a lot of risks. But when you start playing a lot of men's football, first team minute football, you start realizing when shit hits the fan, you either have that X factor or you start hiding and you start doing the safer passes and you start making the safer decisions. It's very few players at the highest level of football that will, even when a team is losing, let's say 2-0, 1-0, that they will still go at defenders and they will take risks because they trust their instinct. Some things, for example, Cole Palmer can do, Vinicius will do, Musiala will do. These players of that caliber, of that type of players, they don't care what the scoreline is. You know what I mean? They will do their thing. Jaden Sancho even as well. Um, with Jaden's whole thing, it was just the environment was so messed up. He wanted to stand on his own pride and business, and fair to him. The fact is, he moved on from Man United, went to a Champions League final before us. He moved on from Man United. He's going to make top four, and may even be in a proper title charge before Man United, and he might even go and win a European trophy before Man United
Yeah, that's insane.
in the
Yeah.
Conference League. I mean,
But you mentioned about like the mindset, like no matter what, doesn't matter what the score is, they'll go at 100%. That's why I
mm,
trust um what's his name? Ahmad playing the 10 as well, hopefully Mino, because all those are the only two that are
mm,
capable of playing those two positions. That
mhm.
for Amran's sake, he's gotta realize that. And one other thing, and the captain armband, I feel like it's cursed because
Well, you say it's cursed, but it was a poor decision from us. We gave the captaincy to Bruno, bad mistake. We gave the 7 to Mason Mount, bad mistake. We gave Rasmus the striker number, that was a bad mistake as well. I don't see why Man United needed to do that. It's they're begging. They Man United were begging for heroes. They literally pumped up Mason Mount to be a Man United hero and gave him the
yeah, that
number
was a
7.
bad signing. I didn't like that
Crazy.
at all. I
It was
did root for
crazy.
Bruno to be captain, but then again, that didn't come out right, and I wouldn't I wouldn't I wouldn't support the idea of giving that armband back to Maguire. Honestly, Maguire's been decent after his captain days were over. Um,
After
honestly,
years and years and years of abysmal performances.
yeah, it's crazy. And the only one I could think of that can just carry that captain armband, and like I said, it's very heavy and long, it comes at a price. Is his most trustworthy player because from his previous team, Ugarte. I know it's crazy, but that's the only player I could think of
Is that who you
should
think?
that should carry the armband. Yeah, as of right now, because if you give it to somebody else, it's just a heavy load and criticism, all that stuff. You know.
That's an interesting one, who you give the
Yeah.
captaincy to. That's a very
Because
interesting one.
I mean, I'm not gonna give it to Onana because he's inconsistent and you know
There's
watch him.
Delict as well. Someone said Delict.
Yeah, the look could be all right too. Yeah, yeah. But he's missing games right now. Well, I don't know when he's coming back because of the illness. But yeah, I can see Delit being captain as well. Him and Ugarte. Hmm.
Mm. Delict,
Yeah.
Ugarte. I mean, Casemiro's going to leave, so he can't be him. I'm surprised that Marcus Rashford couldn't step up to the plate. It's so inevitable. He don't even want to be on the pitch, let alone be a captain of Man United. He should be walking Manchester United or Manchester like I want to give everything I can to become the captain of this club, not just play well for this team, but actually lead this team, become a leader, a fine example. But he doesn't have that mentality in him.
All right. So he's thinking
Only
all
said it
about.
himself, he wanted to give captaincy to certain players. They didn't want to. Scott McTominay got the captaincy over him. Do you know what I mean?
That's crazy too. I forgot about that. Yeah,
He's had
Rashford's
hundred.
just.
He's had 100+ goals for Man United. He's done all of this for Manchester, all of this for UK and the country. He's had interviews with Obama, with the freaking basketball players, whatnot. He's had a Burberry sponsorship. He's had all the things in the world, but he don't want to have the captaincy for Manchester United, or he doesn't look like he wants to have the captaincy for Manchester United.
Or
Being the
carry the
captain of
badge
Manchester
himself.
United also means leading a captain's life, by the way. Leading a captain's life. A lot of things you have to consider. Look, Bruno stepped up and said, look, I want the staff members to be able to come to FA Cup final. I will pay for it. The club rejected. I wasn't happy with the club rejecting Bruno's wish, because Bruno is at least offering to pay, and that's a captain's thing to do. The other
Hmm.
club is going through a rough patch, whatever it may be, problem upstairs. But the staff members who work hard, who make the club take, at the end of the day, we're going to an FA Cup, or Carabao Cup, whatever it is. Let the staff come, and don't penalize the staff by not letting them come. So Bruno said, listen, whatever it costs, I'll pay it. I'm a millionaire, multi-millionaire. I make enough money in my life. I'll pay it. Club said no. The other players should have stepped up as well.
That's
100%
true.
the other players should have stepped up. Because that's that. If Man United is such a family this, family that, yeah, there's a different conversation in itself for Sir Jim. Because in other businesses, Many other businesses, for example, Christmas parties, the staff members have to pay for Christmas parties. The company doesn't.
Mhm.
Many businesses are like that. And I understand Sir Jim is tightening everything up.
Yeah.
Real tightening everything up.
Except the
But
contracts from these players
except
are
the
getting
company.
200 grand.
I mean, look,
It's
you look at
ridiculous.
the players they've signed. They've given him admirable contract offers. They've not given him crazy contracts. And I hope Man United keep the same mentality when going for other players as well. For example, Nuno Mendes that we're looking at for January, he's on a very, very low income, isn't he? He's on 30, 40 grand a week. So you have to think, how many contracts did Ineos extend? I think Ineos extended Bruno's contract only. I don't think they've extended anyone else's.
So for Nuno, man, I feel like he is PSG still like in the top 8 of going to the next round of the Champions League.
Hmm.
Because if they're about to get eliminated, I understand they want to sell Nuno Mendes, but if they're not going to be eliminated, I can't see them selling him. Like
Hmm.
maybe that's why I said like it's hard to see any player, any left back, striker, goalkeeper available on January and till the summer. But then
Hmm.
again, those two players I mentioned for January, I hope United like can sign or like any midfielder to a minimum price because those two might be cheap, okay, especially like those two teams are in the relegation zone. So
Hmm.
yeah,
And that's the only thing I'll say with Ineos is they are cost cutting here, but they gave Bruno a 300 grand contract. So
yeah, it's just a bad move last summer. Yeah, what was it, 60 million? His price
yeah,
tag,
if
which
if they wanted to be ruthless, they would have just sold him, or they wouldn't have paid into his wishes. But they paid into his wishes and gave him 300 grand a week. I don't know, man, why they did that. That was a horrible decision. Horrible
mhm.
decision. But yeah, big up to you, John, for joining in. Appreciate you for joining in as well. Take it easy, bro. Peace, love,
Likewise,
and
fast.
guidance, man. Yeah, that is a very fair point. The contracts. I think someone else mentioned as well is players are having to offer to pay for certain things, um, which I understand. But why would Ineos give that contract to Bruno Fernandes? Do you know what I'm saying? But then start making these cost cutting things. So that's why I'm saying come January and come summer, I wonder if they will use this cost cutting method when it comes to signing players. Unless they sell a player with significant value, I don't think Man United are signing anyone in January. I really don't think so. And in summer, I think they're gonna go for cheap deals. And if the deals work out to be expensive, they'll walk. They will walk. Do you know what I'm saying? I think they will walk. Um, some people just want certain players to fail. Yeah, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. That's a very, very good point. Um,
Uh,
433 Presser, you okay, bro?
first, what's up?
Talk to me, bro.
Yeah, I just want to talk about Amorim, right? So I'm not Amorim out or anything like that, right? But what I'm hoping for is that he finds a balance in terms of style of play as well as getting results within the season because I
Well, he
still
said
think,
he's trying.
yeah,
He
and
said he's
I
trying.
still think for a manager, and even as bad as United is, right, there is still a responsibility on the manager to get results against certain opponents once a result is there to be had. Like example, we played the Wolves. We should have beaten the Wolves, to be honest. That's a game that we should be picking up points from.
Very true,
Um,
yeah.
Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest, much tougher games in the sense that they're better this season in terms of quality, and that is shown within the table. But I'm praying that within the second half of the season, we'll see a better United. Listen, there's nothing much to play for. Maybe only pride at this moment in time. But when the second half of the season comes, hopefully we can see a better results and better performances from these players because the players have to find motivation from some place and fly the flag high at somewhere within the season. And nobody's saying,
Mm.
listen, get top four, top six, but listen, we're United at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And
Are you
these
okay? Are
players,
you gonna be happy if Man United finish above 10th? Like sorry, below 10th.
yeah, the reason why I would be happy, well, not happy. But the reason why I wouldn't feel any way about it, Ten Hag has really invested in this squad. This is Ten Hag's squad. And if you look in and around the squad and you're looking at where the investment is, really and truly, there's nowhere where we can see where the investment is in terms of the quality of the players and performances, barring maybe like 2 or 3 players like Lissandro Delete and maybe one more I'm forgetting right now. So it's not a case where I would be unhappy or happy. I would just take it for what it is, you know what I'm saying? But I just, as a fan, I would still want us to win games. So I just want the coach to find that balance within style of play and getting points on the board as well. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, yeah, I've accepted that the players are not good. And to be honest, first, I don't think it's so much that the players aren't good. I think they don't have the mentality. That's it. I think they don't have the mentality. Because I look at these players and I'm like, whenever they're ready to perform, they'll perform. But maybe they just
That's true. That is a very good point. Whenever Man United players are willing to step up, they just come out of magic from nowhere.
Yeah. But it's that pressure, we've all been in situations where we have to face that pressure, you know what I'm saying? And it's only a few that can make it out depending on the situation. So I feel like for a lot of these players, it's the pressure of playing for United that they cannot manage, and I have friends, United fans, who, they've stated that whenever nobody's looking at United, the players will perform. But as soon as people start to look at United, then the players cannot perform for some reason. For me, that's the pressure that comes with it. But in terms of outgoings and incomings, Rashford for me, after what he said in that interview with Henry, I think he has to leave. I would prefer if he doesn't play for the club for the remainder of the season, because once you're out of it, then you're out of it. That's how I see it. But yeah, I think we've been sentimental far too long with a lot of the players at United. And I like what Amorim is doing in terms of pushing players out. And Rashford is a guy, Faz, where he tends to get a goal or assist in some games and, come on social media and we're like, Rashford is back, etc., etc. But if you look at the entirety of his performances in certain games, it's not there. And I always use NBA as an example where you have 4 quarters, right? Where you'll have a player that plays within the 4 quarters. He chucks up 30 points in the first half, right? And then for the rest of the game, down the stretch in the third and the fourth quarter, he's missing. And we have players like that for United where they perform for 5 or so games and everyone is like, oh, Rashford is back, Bruno is back. But when the going gets tough and we need these players in the latter stages of the season or in important games, then we don't find these players because they're not effective across the span of a season. So, that's what is happening with some of these United players. And, that's been Rashford for quite some time now. Obviously, I don't want to scapegoat him or anything like that, but he's a player that we need to move on. Anthony as well.
It's a cocktail of different players coming in and not clicking. It's so many players from so many different managers. We've had Lindelof touch the pitch, Maguire touch the pitch, Dalot has touched the pitch. He's been here so many years. Rashford, Bruno, so many different players of so many different managers and systems and ideologies that are trying to mix together. And it's just not work. It's just not going to work, is it? When's that ever going to work? It's like trying to remix a meal. You want a meal, you want to cook a specific meal, you have to follow a specific recipe with specific ingredients.
Well, seeing that, Ineos is in control of the football side of things, I think we have to give them time in the sense that they've only had one transfer window. So what we're looking at right now is a combination of what the Glazers once controlled plus since Ineos has been in, which is only 4 players they've really brought through, which is Zerski, Yoro, Ugarte, and who's the next guy? There's a next guy, I can't remember. Mazraoui. So that's under Ineos, right? And I think we can freely say that we're happy with those acquisitions. Zerski, a question mark around him, but the other guys, we're quite happy with them in terms of what they're currently giving and what they can give for the future. So you're right. There's a mixture in terms of Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and Erik ten Hag. So it's like almost 3 generations of players in one squad. So there's not one manager that can get his one philosophy across the board because it's not his players. If you look at Arsenal, for example, the philosophy of Arsenal is embedded in only Mikel Arteta players, right? I don't think there's anybody right now in this Arsenal squad that was, well, barring Saka and some other guys, but those are different type of talents where any manager can work with those type of players, right? But the majority of the squad is Mikel Arteta, so his philosophy is embedded in those players.
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola is the same thing at Manchester City. Chelsea did a different thing where they brought players to the door where they look for a type of manager that can work with those players and implement a certain philosophy based on the
Yeah.
skill set for those players. So that's a different type of system. With United is, there's no system, or there hasn't been any system in the past couple of years. We've only bought players and we bring in a manager where it's like, oh, just work with these guys, and it doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
he has identified that, and I'm glad that he did. So hopefully moving forward, and my last point before I leave as well, I remember David De Gea saying something recently, like a couple years ago, where it was like, it feels as if somebody voodooed United, and I'm starting to think it's real. And it goes back to player transfers. As soon as we sign a player thinking that we've solved that issue in that position, a year or two later, we're saying, oh, we need to get in a different player for this player that we just signed
Mm.
1 or 2 years ago. And I'm like, we just fixed this problem and we're having an issue in this position again. When we signed Lukaku a couple years ago, the same issue. Hojlund, the same issue right now. People calling for Bruno. Oh, so it's like, as what was the guy name from Austria? Can't remember his name, but he said we need to.
Sabitzer.
No, not Sabitzer, the manager, the coach, the interim at the time. After
Ralph Ragnick.
yeah, he said we needed to throw like 10 or so players, but obviously it's not FIFA, so we have to find a balance in terms of outgoings and incomings. You know what I'm saying? But listen, man, it's United at the end of the day. We'll be back.
What
Hopefully.
position do you think we'll finish this year?
We're in what now? 14th.
Yeah.
Let me take a quick look at the table.
In the next, even if we lose the next two games, we're not going to be below 14th.
I would say, funny enough, man, like the other teams, they're better than us this season in terms of how they're playing.
Yeah. But second
So
half of the
one.
season is coming.
I would say I'd put United at probably eighth or ninth.
And do you think we can win the Europa League?
Huh?
Do you think we can win the Europa League?
Yeah, United is that type of club where they'll have a horrible season and win a trophy. So, yeah, I think we can. We've seen it before. But I'd say ninth or eighth. Reason being, I still expect drop off from certain teams ahead of us. So hopefully for the second half of the season.
What would make you Ruben Amorim out? What would be the nail?
There's nothing right now, especially this season, that would make me out. He has to get in his guys in the door, and then I'd make an assessment. And as I said, let's be honest, guys. This squad is Erik ten Hag's squad in terms of majority of the players. You know what I'm saying? There's no other manager post Sir Alex Ferguson that has been backed more than Ten Hag. And I think what we fail to identify was not only the club, gave Erik ten Hag the money, but this guy basically signed who he wanted, like players that he has worked with before. Name any other manager in the history of football that gets a job and has signed basically every player that he's ever worked with to an extent. Onana, Lisandro Martinez, De Ligt, Anthony. If he hasn't worked with them, then they're Dutch. Xerxes.
I mean, Weghorst, he wanted.
Exactly. So for me, Amorim, he has to get in his guys, and then I'll make an assessment, and that's not until like next summer, and then again
for a while, because there's a lot of people that are already turning on him.
We just have to be patient, man. I've spoken to rival fans, and they're like, we're having real conversations, and they're like, listen, I like Amorim, but he has to get time. And I was talking to our Arsenal fan yesterday, and I was like, listen, what United is going through now in terms of the system and pushing out certain players, it's the same thing that Arteta did with Arsenal, and you need time. If Arsenal did away with Arteta, more than likely they wouldn't have been in this position, but it has taken them time to build to where they're at now. And funny enough, with the Arteta project, when Arsenal initially went or had their first title race phase, nobody expected that, because the previous season Arsenal were like maybe even 15 or 20 points off first place, if we're being honest. And then the following season they cut the deficit to like 5 points or so. And it's not like anyone went into that season saying, Arsenal is going to be a title challenger, or it was just more like they're expected to be in top four in and around that position. But when something clicks, once you start to build something and you're seeing results, once it clicks, then it clicks. And that's what happened with Arsenal. It's just for them to get it over the line now. Hopefully not. But yeah. But that's all I have to say first. Big up yourself, man.
No, big up yourself as well, man. Big up yourself. I think I won't. I hear what you're saying, and many fans are saying about, you know, Amorim getting his own guys. But I'll be honest, I don't want to be in a position where Amorim's getting only his players that he's played with. That's one thing I want to avoid, because we did that with Eric Ten Hag, and we ended up in a situation where now we can't use the players for anything. I think the most important thing is doing what Chelsea did, getting a whole lot of good young hungry prospect players that are coming from good organizations, clearing out the squad, and then the coach, building them and working around them. We've got our squad itself, is actually a whole lot of mix up. We've got Johnny Evans, Ericsson's, Maguire's. That's in our squad. You know what I'm saying? We've got two strikers that are not proven, two strikers that need developing. So it's a whole bunch of mix-up. We've got Bruno Fernandes, who can't play in this system, Dallo, who can't play in this system, Rashford, who we're not working with, Garnacho, who's not performing to the levels. It's a whole bunch of mix-up, and too much mix-up, to be fair, on the grand scheme of things. It's just too much mix-up to the point it's showing on the pitch. We can't be a team where we go and get every single player that the manager wants, because that's not possible, and we're not also able to go and just anyhow sell every player as well. We're not, and the way Ineos are cost cutting, it's not going to be feasible for them to spend 50, 60, 70 million on a player. I don't think they're going to do that this summer, where they're spending upwards of 300 million. They're not. I think it'll come down solely based to sales, and don't forget, they've got to negotiate Ahmad's contract as well in the midst of everything. Do you know what I'm saying? And Bayinder's going to leave this summer, so they probably want a second goalkeeper. I wonder how much the budget is going to be for summer, because I'm not even considering January. January, maybe a couple of loan deals that they do, if they do a couple of loan deals. But we'll see. Window opens in literally a couple of days. It's in 3 days, so we'll go from there. You have a lack of players with personality. That true. How many players in the Man United starting 11 can you say will speak up in the changing room when we're losing? Will Rashford? No. Will Dallo? I don't know. Will Ahmad? I don't think so. He's not going to speak up. He's still a young player. Garnacho, he's not going to speak up. Rasmus, is he the type of striker to be demanding service? Part of me sometimes feels like he is, because I've seen how he reacts when he doesn't get a pass. I have seen that. But yeah, we'll see. Listen, big up to everybody who joined in. To the people that are still waiting in the stream to join in, I am sorry. I tried to get in everybody as I can. It's 10 o'clock in the UK, and we've been streaming for an hour 43 minutes, so it's been a long stream. So big up to everybody in the chat as well who stayed locked in as well. I think the calling shows, to be fair, does need a return, and I might do a return. I might even go live tomorrow. I might go live. If you guys enjoyed this call-in, I used to do a lot of call-ins back in the day. I might do a lot more call-ins for you guys, and I might even open up the call-ins for when I go to the games as well. I'm gonna go relax. I've been relaxing the last few days, been chilling, been taking it easy, watching movies. So if you've got good movie recommendations, make sure you hit me up on Instagram, Planet Faz. Tell me your movie recommendations. I'm just rinsing through movies, man. Movies upon movies. So yeah, recommend me some good movies, man. Peace, love, and guidance to everyone. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate you. If you want to join the members group chat, we've got a members group chat. You can become a member on the channel and you get put in a group chat. The members group chat actually meet up as well. They're meeting up on some games as well. And I meet them as well. We go for meals and stuff like that. So I appreciate each and every one of you for joining. Thank you all very much. Who the hell are you calling an uncle? Who are you calling an uncle? Taking the piss. Okay. Okay, you can be auntie, but I ain't no uncle, blood. Yeah, I ain't no uncle. My knees are rock solid. Yeah, I can drop and I can get up anytime I want. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm running 5Ks. Right now though, I'm hoovering food. I'll tell you this straight. Yeah, festive period, holiday period, I am hoovering food like there is no tomorrow. Because come January, like Flying Pig says, my arsehole, I'm gonna be breathing through my ass, mate, from January. So for now, let me just enjoy my downtime. Chocolate, fizzy drink, whole lot of steak, whole lot of food is being hoovered, bruv, consumed. Take care, people. Peace, love, and guidance. And we'll do another calling show tomorrow. We're gonna redirect to Saeed. So when you get there, make sure you put Faz rate. Take care, people.